This is what the fog of war looks like in Afghanistan. Just miles northwest of Khandahar city, a local policeman has been gravely wounded by a roadside bomb. Sergeant Brian Eichelberg's first task is to get the patient safely on board the Medevac helicopter. Every movement counts as they race away. The basics of emergency medicine take over, but Eichelberg must make a critical decision: to fly his patient to an American or an Afghan hospital. It's contentious, but he tells the crew to head to a U.S. base. Performing procedures that in peacetime would only be allowed by certified medical doctors, and with the extra pair of hands lent by his flight mechanic, Eichelberg and his team help the unconscious man hang on. Waiting on the ground are perhaps the world's most experienced team of combat surgeons.
Sorry, we changed destinations.
They waste no time in beginning the next stage of care, oblivious to the man's race, nationality, or religion.
This patient would have died before reaching us if not for that Medevac team, for their quick response to the scene and their quick evacuation to us. As well for the interventions that they did in flight, like putting a breathing tube down for him and putting that tourniquet on him.
2 pelvic fractures, a punctured lung, a missing leg, enormous blood loss. Doctors say this man would most likely have died even if he'd been treated at the best hospitals back in North America. Because the patient was a member of the Afghan security forces, and because of his horrific injuries, the Americans agreed to take care of him here at Khandahar Airfield, where he was given first-class treatment. It paid off and he survived, but most of his compatriots aren't as lucky. They're sent to an Afghan military hospital about 10 miles from here. Within hours, we saw what a difference that can make. Another mission, once again, an Afghan paying the price for wearing the uniform of his country's security forces. This patient has taken shrapnel to his eyes and risks going blind, a condition that would send any American, British, or Canadian GI immediately to the Khandahar Airfield Hospital. But because this Afghan is expected to live, he is ordered to the care of Afghan doctors. Touching down at the hospital known as Camp Hero, it's a far more relaxed scene. Nearly 10 minutes pass before any Afghans arrive. Eichelberg continues to do the heavy lifting, but the frustration mounts.
We'll show up. There won't be an ambulance waiting for us when we arrive on the HLZ. I don't know if it's because of lack of communication or why it happens, but we'll get here with no ambulance waiting. It kind of sucks sometimes knowing that, hey, maybe we could be giving them better care, but sometimes, we got to let the Afghans take care of the Afghans. That's the only way things will move on in this country.
The ethics of it all nags the men and women of the 82nd Airborne's Combat Aviation Wing.
The vitals have been good. We've had 25 micrograms of fentanyl.
But policy decisions are far above their pay grade, as the ranks are ordered to hand over responsibility to the struggling Afghan medical system, whether it's ready or not. For this soldier, there is no time to dwell.
Urgent patient up in Khandahar PRT. Looks like it's a local national. I don't know what happened yet. We'll get it over the radio.
Clayton, Swisher, Al Jazeera, Khandahar Airfield, Afghanistan.